Hello and welcome to the first episode of our Did You Know series here at NewZapp. This series will share all the tips and tricks we picked up over our 2 decades of experience in email communications. My name's Dan. You'll be hearing my voice a lot more lately as I've been tasked with extracting all the information that sits inside the minds of our NewZapp team. So without further ado, let's get right down to business with our very first Did You Know. Have you ever seen that grayed out text within the inbox? This preview shows the text at the start of an email. What you may not know is that there is a mail technique called the Johnson box, invented by Frank H. Johnson, which utilizes a free text slot at the top of an email that will always be present in preview text. This content in the Johnson box is one of 3 items the recipient of your email will see, the other 2 being the subject line and the from address. The preview text will always show whatever is at the start of your email. Mr. Johnson simply utilized this feature by adding a second catch line, essentially giving you the ability to have 2 subject lines and 2 possibilities to attract interest. So it's really important that you utilize it for all it's worth. When you next make an email, be sure to add something extra to that email preview just like Mr. Johnson. This one is all about images. Emails with relevant images see a 50% higher click-through rate. Images are extremely effective at grabbing readers' attention and helps them understand your message. However, having access to a library of relevant images can be difficult and costly. Pexels is a free image library where you can find a huge list of images you can download without the need to buy a license, attribute the photographer or pexels, and you can modify and edit the images or videos as much as you want. Now you may be wondering, why am I going on about Pexels so much? Well, inside NewZapp, you can access Pexels' library of images within the email editor, so there's no need to jump between tabs when looking for the perfect image. If you are ever stuck wondering what image you should use, or worse, without a relevant image, remember that you have a free image library right at your fingertips. This leads us nicely on to the next one. A picture speaks 1,000 words, they say. Just put 1,000 words on an image and maybe this becomes true. In all seriousness, as mentioned before, images have shown a huge increase in engagement rate, with 35% higher open rates and 50% higher click-through rates, but this is only if the image fits the content. Choosing the right image can be difficult, but if you follow these tips, it'll make it easier. Use charts. If you have statistics or complex data to communicate, consider using a chart so the recipient can digest the information easier. Screenshots are a great way to showcase a product or feature. Including photos of your team or yourself can help build connections and trust with your recipients. Make sure you choose stock photos wisely. Every image you use needs to relate to your audience and your topic. There's no point in throwing in a bunch of images just because you have them. Make sure that it has a direct connection to the point you are making. Next up, you need to ensure that your images work effectively. Large images will take ages to load, and stats show that 74% of recipients delete an email if it doesn't load in within 5 seconds. You really need to avoid this, so make sure your upload sizes are appropriate. This can ideally be under 250 kilobits. And finally, your images need to look good on all devices. Make sure that there is enough space between images and text, and that the images work just as well on mobile as they do on desktop. Often they don't, so maybe you'd want to switch them out in mobile view or even remove some of them. NewZapp's email editor enables you to make lots of adjustments, which saves loads of time. By clicking Edit Image, you can resize, crop, rotate, add curves to the image. You can also add text on top of the image, change the view on mobile, and add padding to expand or shrink the space around each of your images. We just make images easy. Remember to leave a like if you found any of the tips useful so far. There's an old saying in the construction world, measure twice, cut once. This is relatable to email too. After all, none of us want that realization that an email you just sent has a mistake. NewZapp had 2 features which help you fine-tune your emails. The preview campaign button enables you to test everything in both desktop and mobile view. This is your opportunity to review your email as it will look when it arrives in your recipient's inbox. You can also check all the links and make adjustments as needed. Once you are happy with your email, you can then move on to send a proof to a select group of people for a final once-over. You can do this by following the send wizard, where you will automatically be taken to the proof screen. Once everyone has given the thumbs up, you can then return to your draft email and send it out safely, knowing that has been double-checked. Remember, measure twice, send once. Spam. Not the food, but the filters and the dreaded spam folder, the bane of any and all email marketing and internal comms emails. There are many spam filters, all of which assist in cleaning up our inboxes from, well, spam. These filters are as follows: content filters, header filters, blacklist filters, language filters, and Bayesian filters. For more information on these filters, check out our video in the top right of the screen. Landing in the spam folder is bad, and worse, you don't know whether you have landed in it or not. However, there are things you can do to ensure that you do not trigger these spam filters. One thing you can do to reduce the chances of landing in the spam folder is by minimizing the use of spam words. These words can be like cool now, bonus, guarantee, and Rolex. These are all considered spam words. There are hundreds of words that can be considered spam words, and using one or two of them in your email is often fine. However, too many of them within one email will trigger the spam filter, sending that email straight into the spam folder. Think of it like an accumulation of points. Words like buy or cool, very low risk, will only give you 1 penalty point. But any profanity will give you 10 points. And once you've reached a certain threshold, that will trigger the spam filter, sending your email straight into the spam folder. You may be glad to hear that there are systems out there which test your emails and score them depending on the likelihood of landing in the spam folder. NewZapp comes with a spam checker which goes through your email and does exactly that. It gives you a score out of 10 based off of the level of spam triggers your email hits. Anything above a 7 is great and is extremely unlikely to land in the spam folder. Spam checker will also give you suggestions explaining how to improve your score and lessen the likelihood of landing in the spam folder. Well, that is everything for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos by clicking that bell icon. See you in the next one.